In allocating bills to unit holders for expenses such as owners' corporation fees or cost of maintenance projects, is there a principle, guideline, rule, or legislation that applies? Do bills get equally divided between all members of an owners' corporation, or does the size of each unit determine the allocation?
Alrighty. Okay, so when it comes to the division of owners' corporation fees or the apportionment of owners' corporation fees, it comes down to what is stipulated on the plan of subdivision. So whenever a parcel of land is subdivided into private lots as well as common areas, a plan of subdivision must be created, and that is registered with the Land Titles Office of Victoria. So what happens there is that a land surveyor will prepare that plan of subdivision, and they will allocate what is called units of liability to every individual private lot on that plan of subdivision. So sometimes lots have equal units of liability. However, at other times, those units of liability do differ. And it does, I guess, come down to sometimes the size of the lots, also the location of the lots, whether if it's an apartment building, it could be that a lot on the towards the top of the tower has more units of liability than the lot on the ground floor, because the people residing in that lot utilize the common areas more than those on the ground floor. So, for example, it could be the lift. The ground floor occupiers don't use the lift, whereas the others do. So it's the responsibility of the land surveyor to determine the units of liability and the calculation. And there was a change to the Subdivisions Act recently where it specifies that the reasoning must be provided with the plan of subdivision as to how the units of liability are calculated. I can go on this a little bit more. There's also units of entitlement, which are also prepared for each lot, and sometimes the units of lot, entitlement and liability are the same. However, typically speaking, units of entitlement should be based upon the value of each lot, whereas units of liability should be based upon the usage of common property. So typically these days, I'm dealing with a lot of land surveyors. They look at how many bedrooms within an apartment potentially, or an office, how large an office suite is if it's part of an owner's corporation, and work out the size and the number of bedrooms to determine how many units of liability that lot should have.